know we had an addendum or amendment to that contract to do the 17th Avenue seawall. It's kind of an add-on to that other contract. Do you
Correct.
remember what that came in at roughly? It was a separate item, I think, later.
Well, that's a memory test right there. I think I would be, I would not be helpful if I threw a number out there.
I looked it up, and it's confusing doing research on our website.
Oh, you
Maybe it's
can
just
find
my age, but it goes to 1,000 documents. But I think it was like 107K, if I'm correct. So I guess that kind of puts us into the ballpark of what the 17th Avenue one cost. Now, it's not apples and oranges because they're already mobilized. It's a different avenue. I don't know if it's longer, wider, whatever, but.
They are very similar. They did have some different aspects to it. The 17th Avenue seawall had already failed, and it also included a couple of items that the 29th Avenue seawall does not need.
All right.
And then just since we already have you here, the gentleman's comments earlier, the Passenger Grill seawall that's currently in the construction, that is at the 5-foot level, correct?
That is correct. I went back and I reviewed the commission meeting that was referenced by another citizen. And there were 3 numbers put out during a conversation that was a little bit misled. I should have cut the whole thing off at the very beginning by just stating that we were at 5 feet NAVD in compliance with our code. And the question was, well, how tall is the cap of the seawall now? And I thought, well, I think it's within an inch or 2 of 5 feet. It wanders a little bit because it's a mile long. And then somebody said, well, maybe it should be raised 10 inches, and maybe it should be raised 18 inches. And I thought, I don't know, it'll be 5 feet. So the intention, even though different numbers were mentioned in that conversation, was always that we would comply with our code at 5 feet, and we would permit the seawall. So for everybody out there that heard differently, I will issue a public apology for confusion on that part. I'll own that one.
I think it's also important to note for the folks that are here and listening at home that 5 feet obviously isn't where you stare from the street looking at the seawall. It's 5 feet, and I had to look up NAVD 88 last week because I had no idea what that meant, but it's a different measurement, and it's from the ocean side. So
the North American vertical datum, as agreed to by the three major countries, Mexico, United States, and Canada, in the year 1988, sets a point of 0 for all vertical elevations across our 3 countries to be measured against, so that there's continuity in the industry. So it's not 5 feet above where you're standing on the seawall. It's